Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. Oh, last time, we got ourselves some high-octane fuel using these 3 chemical reactors right here. Now, we do need to get some more stuff to progress through the LUV tiers. And I was looking at all of them going, oh, we could do that, oh, we could do that, we could do that. It's almost all gated, despite the fact that it doesn't tell you through this. We need to upgrade our AE2 LUV energy hatches. We can do it with some IV messing with stuff, but we're going to want that little bit faster stuff, as well as, where was it? There was something, I think it was in the NACTA chains. Naquadra, I think it's Naquadra chains. Something in there where it was like, oh yeah, you need this other machine up to LUV, and I'm like, but I can't produce LUV. I know I can produce small amounts, but not a ton. So, just to make sure that we can get that production available somehow, especially in the near future, I was wanting to look at getting that so that we could upgrade our blast furnaces at least to the ZMP. I think that was one of the other main things, is that we need ZMP for some of the stuff that we're going to be looking at producing. It's not that one. This one? I can't remember what it was I was looking at. All I know, we need to go ahead and start making those. So we're going to jump right into it today, now that we've gone through our little intro. So the first part, I have set up in our assembler. That assembly line, not the assembler. Big difference. I've set the data stick in here. Now, we need the data stick from this using the IV hatch. And the rest of the components needed for that, that's not it. LUV. Energy hatch. Where did it go? Is it right there? So the rest of the components are fairly easy, as we're just using a lot of previous components besides the Ludicrous voltage coil. That is the one thing. I guess we had to make some nobium titanium cables. But for the Ludicrous voltage stuff, we need some osmiridium wire, which requires those ingots, and samarium magnetic rods. Funny enough, I actually already have osmiridium, because as you guys so kindly told me in the comments section, it was a bad idea to have multiple of these alloy blast smelters doing multiple different types of recipes. And I was basically saying, if it ain't broke yet, don't fix it. We'll fix it when the time comes. When the time finally came, I was getting osmiridium instead of, I think it was steelite or something, because 2 recipes were getting shoved in there because the blocking system didn't work the way that I wanted to. I know how we can do it now after using the assembly line, but we can totally do that now. However, let's go ahead and get ourselves the LUV energy hatch started. We want probably like 2 of them to start so we can upgrade a blast smelter to ZMP tier. Now, this is where things are going to be a little bit interesting, because we do also need a transformer that will be able to transform that power. I do not remember if I have this one already craftable, so let's look that up. We do. Okay, so we're good on the transformer part. We'll go ahead and start one of those, let this thing start gearing up as well. Sounds like we've got plenty of things going on in here. I forgot which one. Oh, the polarizer, which needs a battery. How about you take that one? Well, that's why. You take that one. Yeah, this is why my next project, I know coming up for next episode, will be pretty nice. Because we are starting to run into problems with this. I'm just going to have to look at some different things before I change anything with that. But at some point, we should see all of those items slot on in to our assembly line structure. Really should put up like a data pad thing that shows me exactly what's getting made all over the place here. Oh, this needs to be set to 1, doesn't it? Yep. And this is the other reason that we're doing this, because as soon as this is figured out, that was the other reason. We're going to be able to set up our assemblers to be able to manage this stuff too by upgrading the assemblers each with one of these Ludicrous voltage coil, or voltage energy hatches? Energy hatches. But just seeing the sheer amount of processing power that goes into doing this stuff, pretty crazy. And we are definitely going to have to upgrade this. I don't know. I guess that one doesn't matter. It's just the diode that does. So we should be able to upgrade this no problem pretty easily. Definitely don't want to put a battery on this thing as well, just to make sure it has the supplied power needed for all of the machines that we'll be doing. But and we got our cutter going now, which is consuming all its power. That's great. How much longer are we gonna have to wait for this? I had this stuff a little bit more under lock, but apparently not. The honest nice part over here is this stuff I plan on taking out tonight after finishing up this episode and wiring up that to be able to accept the energy that we currently output so that we can clear up some more fuel usage output for the high-octane gasoline pumped directly in on the bottom. Especially as I think we're going to be getting pretty close to where we no longer have any in those pipes. How much longer we got with this? 45 seconds? I guess a little bit more than 45 seconds. Well, in the meantime, there was something else I wanted to look at. What was it? Oh, these superconductors. This was another project that we did need to get started on. So this was the other part for today. If we're going to be able to create the power, we need to be able to transport it as well. So making these ingots requires LUV if you make them in the ingot style, or this is the important bit. And I guess I do have to go and put that up over here really quick to be able to do what we need to. So let's grab out some cables. I could find out what I did with them. Oh, they're right there in front of my face. Okay, so we need to bring our cables across. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. We will spray paint those bottom ones here cyan before going up, actually, so we don't have to come back. Ooh. I don't know how to wash that up, but that's fine. You can always just pick it up. Pick it up. Place back down. Fix the problem. There we go. Okay. Now, this one is going to be set to a 16, because this recipe here requires our 16 to be able to make it. So it does only require IV level, which is nice. We have the argon recipe set up. I thought I had a recipe already set up for it, but I guess I don't. I don't know what happened to it. Unless I put it in a blast furnace, that's something worth checking really quick. No, it did not get put in the blast furnace. That is good. On the bright side, I do think our LUV hatches should nearly be finished. Is there something going on over here that I'm unaware of? Is there something going on down here that didn't finish? No. Let's go check on the overworld, because we also need to go over there to get a pattern anyways. So, what are we missing? What is not flowing through? It is not crafting the LUV energy hatch. I don't know why. I guess we're going to have to go double check our connections and make sure things are up to what their desired capacity is. But instead of a transformer, let's look at our superconductors. We need our LUV superconductor. And we need the liquid one there. And we're going to go ahead and place that in the recipe bin. And then out of a 23, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Should return 16 ingots. I'm hoping the math on that is right, but I'm pretty certain it is. So let's go over there and examine our assembly line before... Actually, it's probably best to start the process over here rather than get finicky with the assembly line. I do know we need some more storage buses first as well, which I prepped some up for this specific occasion. Okay, so we need ourselves this. We need 2 more cables that will get colored to orange to match our crafting recipe cables. And put that back away. And now we need our storage buses, our interface, and now that the interface, we need our interface on the back too, just so that that is also set up. So there's the interface on the back. We need ourselves the quartz cable. And the storage buses that are right there are already on, so we just need the storage cable. And we should be able to look at this indium tin as soon as we put the recipe in. You know, that would be a smart thing to do. So we want to craft just one of these up for now to make sure that those are going. And as soon as it decides to send that over, I don't know if it's having to... There we go. And of course, it is working properly. Now we can go ahead and fill in the back side of this really quick by moving this stuff up, grabbing our cable, and running it all the way across to this one. Now, I was looking at trying to set up a blast chiller, but I didn't realize that in this mod pack, you have to get all the way to, I think it's like UV cables to be able to set up a blast chiller, so it is a while away. Now, the important thing is to check on this. Why are we not setting this up the way that it was intended? What if I... See, this shouldn't have a problem with this, right? It is currently unlocked. It's got the recipe in there. Everything is ready. It should just stuff that stuff in there. Well, no worries. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of old-fashioned checking on things. So that should work the way that I want it to now. But once again, nothing is getting inserted into the buses. No idea exactly why. It's not even taking its items. Why? Is that the problem? Is it needs to be the next tier? So it doesn't even recognize... It does. Okay, that is some good news, because that's a simple and easy fix. So let's get ourselves another IV tier energy hatch right there. Because that can be fixed in a flash. That one's a non-starter problem. Just simply have to wire it up this way and then say, let's snip that off. Let's rotate that this way and apply our things here, and 1, 2, and we will go ahead and break this piece for a second. I don't know if we'll end up having the items automatically go in there anyways. Now, I don't know if this is the problem when it comes to the items getting inserted. That doesn't seem like it. So I'm actually really confused, because we shouldn't be having this issue. So it looks like the indium cup rate things came back. Now what's hanging our transformer as well? Are we just having some bad stuff not come back, or... Says it's crafting those. I think they were hung on that for those ones. So let's go ahead. What is hanging on to this stuff that's not letting it craft? Don't tell me it's something down here that I didn't pay attention to. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh boy, hunting down problems in this can be a pain in the... It's not this one, is it? No. No. We don't have any machine telling us it's got problems over here. And the only thing I can think of is that something happened and our machine shut off in here. So let's go check that. We have a machine shut itself off. No. Should be making our IV energy hatch in there. Do we have our transformer in here too? The energy hatch got made, but the transformer did not. I'm gonna have to go find out why in a minute. But let's check out if this solves our problem. It does not. So what in the world is stopping it from flowing its items into where it needs to go? That's the question on this stuff. We've got 1, 2... let's go ahead and just cancel all of them really quick. And I'll try this again with our LUV energy hatch. Craft. So yeah, it's saying that somehow some of this stuff got used. Even though it wasn't... That... Some questionable stuff in my opinion, why that even happens. Because telling me you need to recraft this stuff, and you need to recraft all of it, it's pretty insane that, like, did it not craft enough for the recipe? Okay. Yeah, it's saying that the coils didn't get crafted as well. Where'd it go? Or is this one of those things where it took... Let's get this up as I drop stuff on the ground. So we've got the energy hatch and the dynamo. The only thing I can't help but like wonder is, did it make something else that I'm unaware of? Alright, we'll be back after I figure out exactly what happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and look through some stuff and watch it. Now you'll be right back. Alright, I cannot seem to figure out what the issue is with this direct thing, and it's getting to be a little bit irritating, because I did go through, craft an additional electric motor, which is currently sitting there. So if I reattach, that will go back into the system once it activates. And it will be done, but it is not accepting the items, and I don't know if there's no filter on any of these. So there shouldn't be an issue with accepting items. Like, it's actually driving me pretty insane, because I know exactly where the items are at this point. And it's that they are right here. I guess they never made it there. Why aren't they making it in there? I just put something back I didn't want to. That's great. Okay, let's go ahead and upgrade the pattern provider, maybe. Don't have a clue why this would ever affect anything. Makes no sense why it would. Let's go double check the pattern, too, and make sure that the pattern's right. Pretty sure it is, because I get it the same old way I do every single time. Checking this, go in here, fill the recipe, and yeah, it's the same exact recipe, but maybe something was wrong with it there. Because essentially it's either that or the items are straight up just vanishing at this point. Did you actually just... Okay. Oh, I was going to be a little bit mad, but... No, that's not what happened. Oh... Troubleshooting this stuff when it isn't working is a pain in the butt, considering all of the resources out there use additional mods to troubleshoot and fix this Gregtech factory stuff, because of that simple fact that unless I make a specific assembly line for every single item that I have to craft, this issue is going to keep coming up if it's something with specific recipes. The only thing I can think of doing is making the dynamo, so we go LUV dynamo and trying out and seeing if that even goes through, and if it doesn't, then we'll just scrap the whole thing, because there's no point in even trying at this point. So, getting a bunch of memory chips. What is the difference between the hatch and the dynamo? Just think about it. That's exactly what I thought. It's literally just springs or wire. So, like, if this makes a difference, I really have no idea what to do about this. Because the circuit's in there. So I look at that pattern again, P. Yeah, so it doesn't have a circuit, just has the wire, just has the... Okay, we just have a little bit longer here. Just another, like, minute. In the meantime, we can go put a recipe in to get our cables done. Superconductor right now. Right there. In the wire mill to make it actual wire. And then my guess is this one's not going to work either for some reason. Just because I'm guessing that whatever issue I'm running into is something that I'm just not understanding. We're just about to wait for the cutter to finish. And it will recognize it has its chips. No, it's working. So what is up with the energy hatch recipe then? We've got the data stick in there. I take the data stick out, it does nothing different. So what is wrong with this particular recipe? Buyer's research. All it says. Where is this item even going? I wish you could just look up recipes and whatever this, where the other wanted to go, this one. So we've got this one. I don't have it somewhere else that it's sucking the item into, do I? Machine hole. I'll be right back again while I examine this whole entire list. Alright guys, I found it. I'm a little irritated because I found out where it is and I found out why it's not working. There it is. And there is why it's not working. Oh boy. I don't know when I put it in there. Probably while I was working on something else. But that is honestly quite obnoxious. I knew it had to be going in somewhere. Because it said the items were gone. That would explain why the transformer never got made as well. Need to go fix that so that it can be made. Ooh. Here's more potassium. Even though I took that thing out. Let's put everything back over there. Any more? Alright, now it should work. Oh, brother. Now we try again. LUV. Energy hatch. ×3. What are you working on? What happened to the processors you already had? This feels a little ludicrous. Oh, we fixed it! Oh boy. I was about to get really angry with it not working. I wish there was an easier way to search that terminal. There was an extra pattern in the terminal, and it was in the assembly machine. Oh, it's had to make more of those. I forgot to put those in there. Oh boy. Well, on the bright side, I can make my wires too now. Indium, tinbarium, titanium cuprate. Full stack of those. Satisfy my needs. As I watch that last end part turn on over there. Maybe. Oh. Now it works with ease, and we can get ourselves those energy hatches properly. Oh. So that will actually unlock the rest of our tree. We got to get our dynamo hatch out, though. LU Dynamo hatch. Finishes that quest and shows us we can now look towards dielectric PCB coolant. And pressing that way, as well as we can actually use this to get into our nadite chain a little bit easier. And upgrade more of our machines. Starting with these ones, which I will have to make a little bit of an adjustment power-wise. So those cables that I made, those will not satisfy what I need. And you can see we are making tons of this stuff here. So, thank you guys for watching another one of my mess-ups here. We now got the upgrade to our energy output and inputs for machines, as well as the superconductor itself to patch in those machines together. Well, the superconductor was pretty easy. It makes it kind of important to show how that over here we got ourselves, oh, it's this thing right here. How important this thing can be. Because I scrolled through and I found it right amongst here, which made me know exactly which machine I'd accidentally put it in. I wish it was a little bit better. I don't know if there's a way to search a pattern, like, at all. Because you do this and it just goes, okay, well, I want my hammer forge. You can search the machines that they're in, but you can't really search anything else. And the thing that really doesn't help is because they're attached to whatever they're attached to. So because it sees an ME interface, it goes, hey, like, this is the interface. So that shows everything that has an interface attached to it, with small breaks in between certain ones that don't have. So like, this is all one, this might be part of it, and this is one, and then this is all one. I mean, it's actually possible that this is one, and that's one, and this is one, and that's one. Which, if that's the case, like, forget about it. I'm not going to be able to find all of these things. It's going to become complicated for no reason. So, anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and please remember to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe at the bottom if you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much. Bye!